Here we go. All I see on social media since yesterday has been posts about Charlie Kirk. And it doesn't matter what kind of guy he was, right? Like what side he was on, what religion he is, who he supports, whatever, all this stuff, his beliefs, his disbeliefs, anything. Nobody deserves what happened to him. Nobody. Nobody at all. And being somebody that is a little controversial and certain people don't like certain things that I post or talk about, I totally understand that whatever, like if you don't agree with someone, just leave them alone. And that's what I've been saying to people all the time, right? You don't agree with the things I post on social media or the things I say online, go somewhere else. Don't even bother, right? Because you're just going to get an argument if you're going to start stuff. There's one person, not going to name any names, but every time I post something on Facebook that's a little controversial, he's always got something to say about it. And it seems like every time every time this person comments on my posts, it's like they're trying to get a rise out of me or trying to make me look bad. Like, so what? So I have a different opinion than you. Doesn't mean you have to always comment. Doesn't mean you have to even look at my posts. You can even remove my account from your lists. Unfollow me. Do whatever. I don't care. It's just, these people need to just show some respect, right? Respect the fact that this person, Charlie Kirk, had a different opinion than them and just walk away from it. You don't have to do what they did there. September 10th, 2025, while on stage at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah, for a TPUSA event, the American Comeback Tour, Kirk was fatally shot in the neck. Shooting took place around 12:20 p.m. MDT. MDT. What is that? That is Mountain Time Zone, North America. It keeps time by subtracting 7 hours from Coordinated Universal Time, when Standard Time is in effect, and by subtracting 6 hours during Daylight Saving Time. All right. Whatever. Anyway, 20 minutes after the event began, in front of an audience of about 3,000 people. Immediately before being shot, Kirk was discussing mass shootings. Wow. Was that a coincidence? I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I have seen all of these little theories online. It's like it's turned into a conspiracy, just like everything else in the world. Like 9/11, right? That happens. And there's been like tons and tons and tons of conspiracy theories about it for years, right? And there's the flat earth stuff. People are trying to prove that the earth is flat. And then you got other people proving the earth is round. Doesn't matter. We live on it. It is what it is, right? Whether it's spinning around and or stationary or whatever. It's Earth. It's our home. It's where we live. Just leave it the way it is. I mean, who cares if people actually went to the moon or not? Whatever. You know, I mean, that was the story back then in the 60s. Oh, yeah, we went to the moon and blah, 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 blah. Here's the footage. All right, fine. And now they're saying that there's, like, oh, well, if they went to the moon in the 60s with that kind of technology, why can't they do it now when we have better technology? I don't know. I mean, there's people saying that, oh, NASA has said that we can't go to the moon. It's impossible. Well, why is it impossible? We've got better technology. There's SpaceX. There's all this other stuff. You can put other people in space. Why can't we go to the moon again? I don't know. Why did Charlie Kirk have to be shot? Like, everything's a conspiracy. Okay, fine. He was fatally shot in the neck by someone. Apparently, they've got the person in custody now. I saw a video earlier where they had a rifle and a guy, and they handcuffed him, put him in the back of a squad car. So there you go. But yeah, anyway, back to this. He was discussing mass shootings. A student asked, do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the past 10 years? And Kirk's last words before being shot were his reply. Counting or not counting gang violence. And then poof, right in the neck. So he never even got to fully answer that question. And Kirk was taken to the Timpanogos Regional Hospital in critical condition, where he was pronounced dead later that afternoon. He was 31. Wow, he's a young guy. Young, because I'm 49 and he's 31. That's a big age gap. Anyway. FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles described the investigation as in its early stages and encouraged members of the public to come forward with information. Psh, nobody has information. What? Wait. Prominent right-wing figures called for violence and revenge in the aftermath of Kirk's killing and posted identifying details about people they accused of celebrating or justifying his death. Why would you do that? I mean, the guy was a human being. Doesn't matter what he believed in, what he did, what he didn't do, blah, blah, blah. He was a human being, a father and a husband that did not deserve this at all. In fact, nobody deserves this at all. And if this ever happened to me, I hope that my followers actually demand a life sentence. Life sentence. No. Death penalty. There we go. Wow. Yeah, that's just crazy. And for any of you that don't know who Charlie Kirk is, there's a picture of him right there. There we go. He was an activist, political, religious. So that's another thing right there. Oh yeah, and he formed Turning Point Faith, which is aimed at mobilizing religious communities on conservative issues. Kirk hosted the Charlie Kirk Show, a conservative talk radio program. A key ally of Donald Trump, Kirk promoted conservative and Trump-aligned causes. He espoused a variety of controversial views, especially regarding his opposition to gun control, abortion, and LGBTQ rights. His criticism of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Martin Luther King Jr., and his promotion of Christian nationalism, COVID-19 misinformation, the Great Replacement conspiracy theory, and false claims of electoral fraud in 2020. He played an important role in the Donald Trump campaign during the 2024 United States presidential election. September 10th, 2025, Kirk was shot and killed while speaking at a TPUSA event on the campus of Utah Valley University. As part of his Prove Me Wrong tour. Oh, and here's his voice.
And one of the most famous verses in the scriptures, when Jesus brings his disciples up to the mouth of the Jordan River, he asks them, who do men say that I am? Right? And there's this discourse back and forth, and some say that you're Elijah or John the Baptist, right? And then it gets to this place where we often quote it, on this rock build my church, right? Well, if you go actually to the Greek, it's on this rock build my ecclesia, right? And so ecclesia, all pronunciations are fine. But basically, if you go back into the Greek, what did that word mean? It meant public gathering. It meant a place where people in the community would come together, fast and pray for the well-being of the nation. So if you were walking in ancient Greece, and remember, the Middle East at the time, or Israel, was under Hellenistic influence, right? Heavy Hellenistic influence, lots of Greek influence. So these words would be well known. If you'd walk into Greece and be like, hey, I'm going to the ecclesia, they'd think you're going to the local city council meeting. And so if you interpret it in the Greek, Jesus was saying, on this rock, build my place that's going to impact all the other places. And therefore, it's necessary to know what's happening around you, to be concerned for the welfare of the nation. Jeremiah 29:7 says very clearly, demand, the Lord speaking, demand the welfare of the nation that you are in, because your welfare is tied to your nation's welfare. God calls you to care about what's happening around you. I never say it's the most important thing. It's not. The most important thing is giving your life to Christ. I say that I'm doing the second most important thing, which is to make sure you can do the first thing. Gotcha. And I think that we need to continue to create biblical citizens, and that's kind of one of the things I'm focused on.
Amen. Very good. Very interesting points of view, anyway. So TPUSA is Turning Point USA. That's the organization that he founded when he was 18, I think. Founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk and Bill Montgomery. TPUSA's affiliate groups include Turning Point Endowment, Turning Point Action, and TPUSA Faith. TPUSA has been described as the fastest growing organization of campus chapters in America, and according to the Chronicle of Higher Education, it is the dominant force in campus conservatism. So if you want to continue to support the Charlie Kirk movement and you're in the USA, do whatever you can to support this turning point. If you want. That's up to you. I am not one to force people to do things or force whatever on other people, but this is just something that I wanted to talk about because as being an antagonist to certain people, yes, I will antagonize people and say certain things just to get a rise out of them. This kind of hits close to home. You know, I've been bullied my whole life just because of the way that I am. And I can relate to it. I can not relate to it. I don't know. Yeah, I just messaged Jacob. Anyway, I'm going to go because I want to lie down and relax for a bit. I'm just tired. Yeah. So that's what my condition does to me. Just makes me tired a lot, especially after I eat. But anyway, that's it for today. And remember, nobody deserves to leave this world like that at all. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter what your agenda is. It doesn't matter. You know, like The Rock says, it doesn't matter at all who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in. Nobody deserves this at all. Ever.